Hi, I'm Ken Whitfield with the Second Life Coast Guard, and today we're going to learn how to do a proper patrol. Well, let's see. I've got my Guardian out and ready to go. I've got my PLH HUD on, so let's get right down to it. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do before we go out on patrol is, well, I think the first thing we're going to want to do is let's board the boat. Now, before we can go out on patrol, there's a couple of things we have to do to get ready. And the first thing we have to do is tell somebody where we're going. That's really important to let people know that you're actually out on patrol. Now, we're going to do that two different ways. First, we're going to do it in Grid Talkie and then on the Second Life Coast Guard channel itself. Now, with Grid Talkie, depending on how you've got it set up, you're going to want to type in /12 and then something like this. All stations, Guardian ROTP departing SLCG St. Kitts Isle on routine patrol. One person on board, over. Just so telling them you're expecting a reply. So there we go. I've gone ahead and put that in. Now I'm going to type the exact same thing into the Second Life Coast Guard chat channel. And there we go. Now we're ready to go out on patrol. We've told people we're going out, and now they'll be knowing to look for us should something happen. So let's now fire up the PLH and tell it what we need to tell it so we can get our patrol started. So all you got to do is press on the PLH HUD, and you want to hit Start. And then we need a little bit more information. Which kind of patrol is it? Is it water or is it air? Well, this is a water patrol. And what kind of boat are we in? Well, we just happen to be in the Guardian. And that's it. Now we're ready to go out. So let's fire up the engines and off we go. All right. While we're on patrol today, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to get the most out of your patrol and how to really do a good one. Now, the first couple of things you need to know is there are a couple of really good friends that you're going to have while you're on patrol, and you'll see two of them right down here in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen. The first of these is the Banline HUD. Now you can see here, you can see the entire sim that you are, and different colors mean different things. Green means it's just a normal area where you can go without any problems. Blue would mean that's a res zone. You can go over there and you can res. Yellow would mean you're in danger of getting near ban lines, and if you see anything red, that's where the ban lines are in red. It'll also give you your speed, it'll give you your altitude, the distance you've traveled, and the time that you've had it resed. Another thing you're going to want to do, have with you all the time when you're on patrol, is the mini map. Now, in case you haven't noticed, my mini map may look different from yours because there are a few things you can enable on the mini map that are going to help you quite a bit. First of all, if you'll notice, let's zoom right on in here. See the yellow ring around my boat? Well, that's normal chat. So if I just typed something into normal chat, that's as far as it would go. So people standing within that yellow ring would be able to hear me. Now, if they were standing outside that yellow ring, they would not be able to hear me. However, if I shouted, they would be able to hear me because the shout ring is that red ring that goes around there. You may also notice that I've got all kinds of white lines which denote parcels. Those are our parcel lines, and that'll help you quite a bit while you're on patrol too. So how do you enable those? Well, right click on your mini map, and then you can just make sure that you've got or enable the chat distance ring, and that will give you your chat rings. And for the parcel lines, you're going to want to go to show. By the way, too, I also use world map textures. I find the textures on the world map are far better than the standard mini map textures, and you can get those as well. All right. Also, I want to enable property line, and I want to see objects as well. So all of those things I've got checked off under show on the mini map. So one of the things you're going to want to remember as you're doing your patrol is we are the Coast Guard. So stay close to the coast. It doesn't do a whole lot of good if you're out in the middle of a sim when you're doing a patrol, because you want to make sure you have the best view available of the coastline, because that's where things are going to happen that you're going to have to pay attention to. That's where your lost objects are going to be. That's where junk is going to be in the water most of the time. Sometimes you see it way out in the water, but oftentimes not so much. So stick close to the coast, and that way you'll have a great patrol. Another thing you'll want to do is monitor nearby chat, because that's where you're going to see messages from the Marine channel, channel number 16. That's the Marine hailing frequency. And God forbid a mayday or some kind of emergency transmission comes over grid talkie, that's where it's going to show up. So I've been on patrol now for a little while, and I have found a boat that seems to be lost. So the first thing I want to do when I find a boat is I want to find out who it belongs to. So just simply put it in edit mode and find out the name of the person who it belongs to. In fact, you can even bring up their profile. So this belongs to Artie, Valamo Artful. And notice too, please notice how close I am to the boat. This is important. You want to get as close to the boat as possible, because we're going to be sending Artie a link telling him where his boat is. And we're also going to be sending him a note card telling him all about the Second Life Coast Guard and where he can find his boat. Now we're going to send this guy a really nice note telling him where his boat is. Now, you have to remember, when you're with the Second Life Coast Guard, you have to be very professional and very nice. You don't want to appear as if you're nagging somebody about their boat, so be as nice as possible. So I like to start off with, "Hi, Artie, I'm Ken with the Second Life Coast Guard. I was in the, name the sim, this case it's St. Kitts Isle once again. I was in the St. Kitts Isle sim and found your Flying Taco 33 and now I'm going to do Artie a solid. I'm going to give him a link right straight to his boat so he can come right straight to it. And we do that by bringing up the map. And you see this button down here that says copy SURL. Just copy that and then paste that right to your note. And that will give Artie a link right straight to the boat, so he can just TP there. I also continue on with, I'm sure you didn't know it was missing, and I hope you weren't looking for it, but can you please come pick it up when you get a chance? Thanks, and have a great day and a great Second Life. Remember, be professional and as courteous as possible. I cannot stress it enough. Please use please all the time. Use thank you all the time. You cannot say please and thank you enough in these notes. Now, since we've got Artie here, let's promote ourselves. We've got a great thing that we can do. We can promote ourselves, and we can do our main thing that we do best, and that is promote boating safety. So let's add something else. If you're interested in serving the residents of the Second Life, if you're interested in serving the residents of Second Life in the Second Life Coast Guard and have a great time doing it, contact me, Kenneth 80 Whitfield, and I'll be happy to inform you on how to join. We provide uniform, boats, and aircrafts, all free of charge to our crew. Great. We've just promoted the group. Now, our main goal, the thing that we do best, and this is the thing you got to take every chance you can to do, and that is promote boating safety. That is job one in the Second Life Coast Guard. So let's promote boating safety. Please have a PFD with our compliments and give them a personal flotation device. And please feel free to take our Second Life Coast Guard safe boating course at the landmark below, and you can give them a landmark. If you need one, ask your instructor at RTC. They'll give you one to the Second Life Safe Boating course. That is free and open to the public, and it's a great chance for us to promote boating safety. So now that I have my note written, I want to contact Artie in two ways. I want to send him an IM, and I want to send him the note card I just wrote him. Now, this note card's kind of big, so I don't want to send the whole thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send him the nice part, telling him where his boat is in IM. Then the whole note card will get the rest of the point across. So now we copy and paste that message to Artie and IM. As you can see, we've got that link right there for him in that IM. If he presses on that link, clicks on that link, that'll take him right straight to his boat. And that's a really nice service that you can offer people. And now just slide that note card down into the inventory. And that's it. You're done. You've let Artie know where his boat is, where he can find it, and you've given him a link there. And you've also invited him to join the group, and you've promoted boating safety all at the same time. Now we're back at the dock, and we're ready to end patrol. So we want to end it the way we started it. We want to tell people we're back. Remember, we told people we were going out? Well, let's tell them we're back now. We're going to do that two ways. We're going to tell them in Grid Talkie /12, and boom. There we go. And we're also going to tell them in group chat as well. There we go. We've done it. And now we've got to go ahead and get our patrol generated. So generating your patrol report is really easy. Just click on the PLH and click End. And your patrol report will be generated for you right there in local chat. And I'll show you how to post that patrol to the forum in our next video entitled Posting a Patrol to the Forum. I hope you've found out a little bit today about how to do a proper patrol. I hope this has answered a lot of your questions, and I hope you're going to have a great time out there on the water and working and playing with the Second Life Coast Guard. And for the Second Life Coast Guard, I'm Ken Whitfield.